2, 1. Denzel Boston, UW by way of Seattle.
Why are you smiling so hard?
You know why.
Why are you smiling so hard?
So Denzel ran Carthon, used to be the Titans GM, and he's now working with me. We do a draft podcast. And going back to May and June, Rand, who has been my guy?
Just your little June bug. You know what? Matter of fact, come on, let's switch.
And I'm not gonna get mad at you on that one. Yeah, give me that mic.
So you can sit closer to your little June bug over there.
So when he gets inducted to the Hall of Fame, I can put this picture up on my mantle. Denzel, look, man, you play the game in terms of your shiftiness like you're 5'10", but you're also 6'3" or 6'4". What are you going to be?
6'3",
6'3", and
I'm 6'4", but they're gonna measure me probably.
Okay,
that's why he's got his hair out. So you get the 6'4".
But you can also, I talk to Rand about this all the time. You had a punt return touchdown this year. That is also part of your game.
Yes, sir.
So you're a jump ball guy, but talk about some of the influences you sort of looked to as you were growing up and growing into that frame, because you play the game like you're a bunch of different receivers.
Yeah, right. I think a lot of the influence comes from my brother. My older brother played college football, and he always tried to teach me everything that he knew. He was more of a 6'2" guy, and he was always a little more shifty. And, he kind of just taught me how to move, taught me all those type of things. But growing up, it came down to a lot of training, being in the facility at Ford Sports Performance, and that's where I feel like I got a lot of my twitch from.
Yeah, man, Ryan talked about your size, your route running ability, but something people don't give you enough credit for is your run after the catch ability.
Right.
Talk about why that's important for your game, and especially for a receiver your size. That's something people just think you're going to play bully ball with them. But you can get busy with that ball in your hands. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, the yards after the catch always important. You can't never have enough of that, and I can improve on that in my game. That's something I definitely put a focus on during practice and stuff. Catching the ball, running 20 yards, trying to make a move on my defense, even though they're not trying to tackle me, but still trying to make them miss in a way. Joking, laughing with them, saying that they can't get me. So, that's definitely something I take a pride in for sure.
So Rome Odunze, Jalen McMillan, Jalen Polk. Those are guys that you played with as well. Do you talk to Rome at all? Because I see a little bit of Rome in some of your game as well.
Right, yeah. I talk to Rome all the time. That's my dog. I've learned from all three of those guys. But Rome's for sure my dog. He kind of took me as like a mentor role, the guy who I could go to when I was confused on how to beat a coverage and stuff when I was younger. In practice, going up to him, hey, what do you think I could do here to manipulate this DB a little more and get into my route a little better? And he would always be there for me and tell me how to get it done.
What's an underrated part of your game that you think people don't show you enough love for? If you had to say, this is my calling card, this is who Denzel is, what's that one trait that you hang your hat on?
I think definitely going up and grabbing the ball out the sky, the contested catch that I got, the way I can position my body and make the catch no matter where I am on the field. Another thing is, I feel like people don't give me enough credit in my routes, man. I'm 6'3", 6'4", dropping my hips like I'm 5'10". You know what I mean? And that's where I feel like the credit's kind of lacking.
That made Ryan happy right there.
Also, and I spend a lot of time, I spend a lot of my days defending my guy Denzel Boston. When they say, I don't know if he has deep speed, I say, all I need you to do is watch the punt returns and then watch him after the catch. And what do you say when people say, well, let's see how fast he is?
Hey, you just going to have to clock in on that 40. We're just going to have to see then.
And the other thing, I'll say quickly, because this is my interview. I'm a Steelers fan, and people say, well, we don't need someone like DK and Denzel. I'll ask you, Rand, as a GM, why don't we want DK and Denzel on the same field? Because they're both 6'3" and north of 6'3".
Who said that?
That's what my answer is. Because sometimes you want a shifty guy. Well, you can do shifty and you can do contested catch. And I would imagine you'd be fine playing with a guy that was in Seattle not too long ago as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The funny thing is, I called my dad. I said Seattle's gonna pick DK, and they ended up picking DK and stuff like that. So I'm a big fan of DK. I watched DK. I'd love to be side by side with DK, and I have no problem playing in the slot, playing on the outside, and letting us be a two-dimensional offense.
Hey, listen, this is the most demonstrative he's been in all of the interviews. He's over here ad-libbing, thank you. You hear him, you see him. So I've been asking
I'm this hype guy.
I've been asking everybody that comes on, draft night, what's the plan? Where are you planning to be? And when you hear your name called, are you going to cry?
I want to be at the draft, in the draft room, and hopefully, that's an opportunity I do get to have. But if not, probably get an Airbnb with my family, a couple family members, a couple friends, and I might cry. I'm not sure. I might just be jumping around with joy. I know my mom, my dad might cry for sure, and probably dapping up my brothers and stuff like that, just getting real hyped up.
So Denzel, I'm about to throw Rand under the bus here because over the summer, and producer Stryker just sent me this over the text.
Okay, here we go.
We had a dollar bet, and the dollar bet from the summer is will Denzel Boston be a first-round pick? If you had to guess, who said yes and who said no over the summer?
You said yes, he said no.
Dang! I'm glad you put that distance in between us before.
But in Rand's defense, he knows that you're a first-round pick now for sure. I was checking my phone. Did you say you were going to cry?
Yeah. He said he don't know.
I don't know. I might get a little emotional.
I'm all,
now, to defend myself, even though we made the dollar bet already, I called you at some point during the fall.
You did.
And I said, no, I like Denzel.
And you said some of your dudes in the league said what?
Oh, he's a real guy. And so I said I got to move him up on. Hey man, it's not how you start. Man.
No, it's all love.
It's not how you start, man. You see
what happened was.
What had happened.
Whichever one you want to do.
So I want to do this. We play a little game, and we got the generator right here.
Okay.
So I want you to say the first player that comes to mind when you see this logo. Right? It could be current. It could be in the past. Wherever it stops, you give us the first player that comes to mind.
C.J. Stroud.
Okay.
Jaden Daniels.
I knew you were going to say that.
Ooh. Did Barry Sanders play there? No, I'm tripping, huh? I'm tripping. Who what? Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson. There we go.
Well done.
It was the B. Puka.
Okay.
DK. Because we was just talking about
all receivers.
Patrick Mahomes.
Two more.
Ooh. Why Pete Carroll come to my name?
Yeah, that's
why Pete Carroll come to my
He's
name?
old school.
We can take that?
He's old school.
Yeah.
Last one. Looking up.
Chargers. Lad McConkey.
Oh, good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
He cheated all receivers. All receivers.
And were you at UW when Puka was there, or was that before you?
Nah, that was the year before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know that he was there until the other a while.
I didn't know that either.
But he ran through there. Leatu Latu ran through there.
Oh, yeah.
Denzel Boston ran all over there. So my guy, Denzel Boston, UW, hopefully going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler, but he'll probably be gone before then. Denzel, thank you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.